Hey guys, Grumpy here with a Path of Exile video. In this video, we're going to talk about the Atlas strategy that I used to get a headhunter. This farm took about 2 days to do. Super easy, very relaxing. Anybody can do it. Before we get into that though, I just want to say two things very quickly. The first thing is treat your hideout like lava. There's a reason why people say this. It's because you're going to make the most amount of currency in the map. You're not going to make any currency just sitting in your hideout. So just the more maps you do, the more money you're going to make. The second thing I want to say is if you're buying really expensive items or you're chasing really expensive items, buy the divination card for that item. This is for three reasons. The first reason is if you're dealing with super expensive items like a mirror, let's say, buying the divination card is going to help you combat inflation. So the price of the divination card is obviously going to rise in relation to the price of the item, but it won't rise as fast as the item itself. So you can lock in incremental progress just buying the divination card. Second thing is, if you buy the divination card, you're going to tie up your currency, so it's going to be you're going to be a lot less tempted or a lot less able to spend your exalts, your currency, whatever, on upgrades that you don't really need. When you have like 50x, it's so easy to justify a 2x jewel here, buying a base for 5x that you're going to craft on, uh, buying additional currency or buying additional gear for like a second character and alt, whatever. um, Buy the divination cards, lock down your currency. Your your stash is best when it's empty, right? When you don't have any items in it. And then the last reason why I buy divination cards, I can't speak for anyone else. This was a little personal, but I get a little dopamine hit when I add another divination card to the pile. If I add one exalt to a pile of 60, I still need 40 more X if I want to buy a headhunter. That seems like insurmountable. That seems so gargantuan. It's really not, something I look forward to. But if I add, one exalt or one doctor card to a pile of five doctor cards, well, now I'm at six. I'm 3/4 of the way there. I'm almost done, right? I just need two more doctor cards. I can do that. I already have six, right? So it's way less stressful that way. And I know when I'll be done with the grind, rather than like waiting on my next exalt drop. Selling a bunch of currency. Like I have checkpoints that I can reach, and you don't lose your progress, which is really good. So that's the two things that I wanted to say just very quickly. So getting into the strategy itself, it's dead simple. It is boss rush on Ashen Woods. The reason we pick Ashen Woods is because this map is dirt cheap. It's a natural tier 16, so it's very plentiful. It's about 2 chaos to 3 chaos, depending if you buy it in bulk. Next thing is it's a straightforward layout. Getting to the boss is super easy, especially if you have a faster build. You can run these maps very quickly. So that's why we choose Ashen Woods. The Atlas tree, getting into that, is baptized. You want to take baptized by fire and etched by acid. The reason you're taking these is because you're going to be selling your invitations that drop. Currently, invitations take 28 maps to complete. By taking these two, you save 2 to 3 maps. So, that's just more time saved. That's more invitations you can sell. The next thing you want to take is Gaze into the Abyss, Remnants of the Past, Guardian's Aid, and Conquered Conquerors. What this is going to do is it'll turn, because most of our currency is coming from the boss itself, most of our loot's coming from the boss, it'll turn those maps that they drop into Shaper, Elder, and Conqueror maps. Shaper and Elder maps go for about 8 to 12 chaos. Conqueror maps go for 25 chaos. Promenade Conqueror maps go for up to 40 chaos. So that's a lot of profit right there. This is going to be like your bread and butter. This is where the majority of your money is going to come from. Um, and then also the promenade maps, which we'll talk about in a second. I want to give a shout out to synthesis maps. You can definitely spec into this if you want. I didn't, just because I didn't feel like breaking down my tree and finding the points to put over here. You can definitely do it. Cortex itself for about 2x right now. So if you want to invest in synthesis, by all means, go for it. I didn't, just because I was feeling lazy. Getting into the Atlas itself, we favorite Promenade. Promenade sell for 3 to 4 Chaos right now. I've sold hundreds of these maps. They sell very quickly. Everyone's always buying them. It's because the patient drops on Promenade, which is a very which is 1/8 of a doctor. The patient drops for about 30 Chaos right now, so it's very, very, very popular. Next up, the sextant that we run is map bosses are accompanied by bodyguards, and this is the elevated version, so we get 2 additional maps. This is the one with 16 charges versus the 4 charge one that you can buy. Again, because the bulk of our currency is coming from the map, from the boss itself, you want this sextant to guarantee 2 additional maps per boss that you run. At the time of recording this sextant is about 20 chaos. Super cheap. There is a sextant that drops Shaper maps, Elder maps, or Conqueror maps, but those are very expensive. For the 4 charge version, it's about 30 to 100 chaos. Very expensive. So for that reason, I don't really recommend it. You can buy it if you want. You're still gonna profit, but it just increases your overhead. So moving on to the map device. We run quantity of items found in this area because it's free. You can run any of your infused or Carrick ones because they're also free. We pick an influence. Here we are running with Syrian Exarch because the invitation itself for a little more. And then as far as the map device goes, you just want a white Ashen Woods. I'm running Metamorph Scarabs because it helps me find the boss. Sometimes the boss can be a little hard to track down. The Metamorph Scarabs help. So jumping into the map itself, what you want to do is pretty much ignore everything that's on the map itself. Um, you can pick up any loot on the way to the boss, of course. But what you really want to do is head to the middle, head south, look for a tent. If the tent isn't to the south, then you want to run to the north, and then find the tent there. Grab whatever the boss drops, and then pop in the next map. So a lot of maps that you run are going to be duds, where you get like 1 map back, or you get one like tier 16 back, or you don't really get much on the way to the boss, and it kind of sucks. That's fine. You're gonna run into a lot of those maps, but don't worry, because you're churning through maps so quickly. You're going to eventually hit much better. Um, yeah, see like that. You're gonna hit much better maps. It's just numbers. It's just a numbers thing. Right? So on that map we got um, Eternal Burgeonet, 14 to 23 cold damage to spells. That's cool. Um, my filter is strict, so it shows me grands. You can hit this with a eater. You can hit this with a eater influence and then try to orbital conflict it to elevate this. And the elevated ones tend to sell for a lot. But we also got a promenade map. Promenade Elder map, which sells for about 12 chaos. So that's really nice there. And that map took like 30 seconds to run, maybe. So you can see how quickly this can add up. So that's the boss rush strategy. Literally just run to the boss, kill him, run south. If he's not south, run north. Then you'll find him. Some caveats to this. Times to when you should deviate. You can deviate for ritual if you want. I tend to find ritual a little slow though. Ugh, you'll do this sometimes. I tend to find ritual a little slow, so I end up skipping it most of the time. If you get a delirium mirror, I strongly recommend full clearing the delirium, or full clearing the map, so that you get delirium orbs at the end. Delirium orbs sell for anywhere from 15 to 30 chaos, depending on which ones you get. If you ever get what's it called? If you ever get the Scarab altar, then I definitely recommend stopping and full clearing the map. because you can get gilded scarabs, which sell from anywhere from 10 to 20 chaos, depending. And as far as I can tell, I don't. Well, it's weighted. The type of scarab that you get isn't weighted. You can get any kind of scarab. Um, like as far as tiers go, but the like gilded don't drop as often as the smaller ones. Oh boy, reading text is hard. All right, so here we got 2 scarabs, so I would definitely full clear this map. So the best way to full clear this map is to run it in a clockwise direction. So find a wall, whatever the nearest wall is, and then just run clockwise around it. Oh boy. So it's weighted, right? You're gonna get a lot more rusted than you are gonna get polished or gilded. But when you do get a gilded one, it's random as to which one you get. So you can get gilded divinations, which sell for like 20 chaos each, which is really nice. I'm gonna skip the small ones for the sake of brevity. So you do want to full clear the map when you get a couple of scarab altars. When else should you deviate? Oh, if you get a harvest, don't do the full harvest. Just look for the harvest craft that gives you oh, see, polished divination scarab. That's like 10 chaos right there. Do the harvest craft that says reforge an item in a specific way or reforge an item lucky. What that can do is it can give you the reforge keep prefixes or reforge keep suffixes, which sells for about an X to 2X, just depending on demand and the time that you post it. If you get really lucky, you can also get things like augment or fracture. I sold a fracture 1 in 5 for about 12X, which was the price of a single doctor, which was really nice. And I also sold an augment. I sold an augment lightning for 8X. Totally free. Didn't buy the sextant for Sacred Grove. Wasn't target farming it. It was just serendipitous that it appeared. So that's the strategy. That's everything. Hope this works out for you guys. It's stress-free, easy to do. Any build can do it, like I talked about. If you're worried about your build speed, like your movement speed, and you want to try something like this, you can buy things like String of Servitude with movement speed. You can use the Haste Aura. You can use 7 League Steps, any Onslaught Flask, Onslaught and Quicksilver Flask together. Anything like that, it'll speed your build up and make your clear a lot faster. And those are pretty universal. Nice, cool. So we got another Elder map, which is cool. That's another 12 chaos in the bank. But yeah, those will speed your builds up significantly, and that'll help your clear. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Try it out, see if you like it. If you do make any currency doing it, just give me a shout out, let me know, say it in the comments. If you have any questions about the guide, then also just let me know. Other than that, Grumpy out.